We've got the Toyota Tacoma Hybrid TRD Pro.
Hang on to your wallet.
You ready, Zach?
Yep.
Hang on. Oh yeah, power is terrific.
And they have a different exhaust on this particular one, and I think they're piping in a little bit of sound.
Yes, they are.
Just a little bit. All right, let's get into what's under the hood of this thing.
A 2.4-liter turbocharged four-cylinder with a hybrid system. It's matched to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it has a 1.87 kilowatt-hour battery, a combined 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. Full-time four-wheel drive or part-time four-wheel drive is available depending on the trim you choose.
But the base model is just a straight gas model, the 2.4-liter turbo four-cylinder, 278 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. The gas model is available, the 6-speed manual transmission, 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. We're focusing on the hybrid for this review.
You can use regular fuel in the hybrid or the gas model Tacoma.
All right, let's get into the key standard features of this hybrid.
The base hybrid comes with a 12.3-inch digital driver display, a 14-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a head-up display, panoramic view monitor, a wireless charger, 8-speaker JBL audio system with portable speaker, heated and ventilated power front seats, Softex upholstery, a heated steering wheel, a moonroof, power tailgate, and Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. In the US, some of these features are not standard.
Well, we just dropped the new 4Runner video just a few days ago, and I said at the beginning of that one, and it applies exactly the same thing for this. The internet is on fire. They got rid of the V6.
Yeah.
They've gone with a Turbo 4 in the base Tacoma. They've got this hybrid system on the top end trims. Same as that one, I'm here to tell you, this drives way better than the old one.
Yeah.
It is not a V6. I get all of that. But everyday drivability, this one wins.
Okay, the previous model, uncomfortable, outdated technology. Yes, it has the V6. The transmission always rooted for gears, and frankly, the way the seating position was in that previous model, it hurt my hips.
Okay, so what they did was they lifted up the seating position to get around that, and they also lifted up the roof. So you get the same amount of space, but better hip position. On drivability with this hybrid, the torque is instant because you've got electrification at play here. You've got loads of torque. The old V6 had a droning feature to it. It wasn't, as Andrea mentioned, crisp to downshift with it. 2 extra gears now. It's just for everyday drivability, this wins. I understand the internet doesn't like the V6 is gone. We get that.
Yeah, somebody said, oh, how about bring back the V6? I said, no, V6 is gone due to emissions regulations. This is what you get, but the power on this hybrid is excellent. Even the steering feels really good. It's well weighted, but the turning radius is not great with Tacoma. I get it, it's a pickup truck, but if you compare it to 4Runner is better. We're in the TRD Pro model, and it comes with part-time four-wheel drive. And it has an electronically controlled 2-speed transfer case with high-low range. Now, if you get something like the Limited model, it's full-time four-wheel drive, and it has an electronic center locking rear differential.
This one has a locking, you have a switch here for the locking rear differential, and you have sway bar disconnect, which is going to let you articulate. So there are different shocks depending on what you have. As Andrea mentioned, this one is the Pro version for off-roading, and it wouldn't be my choice at all if you're using it as a daily driver. We are, however, not on the correct tires. They took off the all-terrain tires and they put on winter tires for this particular model, but we have driven other Tacomas and we prefer something that is not as firm as this.
Yeah, Limited I'm a big fan of just because it has the adaptive variable suspension.
Andrea loves the Limited.
Constantly saying I like the Limited model.
But you're not the target buyer.
I am
not.
Mean,
you're not the target buyer. Somebody who wants it for a particular reason.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend. Oh, you're going to spend. Okay, we're at highway speeds now.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to hear the piped in sound. Hit it. Put it on the floor.
It doesn't sound bad though. It sounds pretty good.
All right, so when you hear the truck go by, this is an available exhaust system, and it is changing the sound, not just on the inside, but on the outside. You know what, Andrew, we forgot to do the whole thing before that.
Yes.
Okay, before we do the acceleration, I say, what do we need to put it in?
You need to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this a couple car review twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe. That does help.
Now this performance exhaust, that whole sound, that is actually standard on TRD Pro.
Yep. So you get certain things with TRD Pro that you have to take, and we're going to get to these seats in just a moment.
Now, some other features to TRD Pro: a locking rear differential and Fox shock absorbers with quick switch 3. It has 3 manually selectable damping settings: TRD Performance, air intake, which we just mentioned, crawl control, multi-terrain select, and it has a 35-degree approach angle and 25-degree departure angle. The approach and departure angle changes depending on the trim.
I like the look of this. We had a Tacoma years ago. It wasn't this fancy high-end one.
No.
It was your base model. But you know what? I think that they've done a nice job of taking what people recognize as Tacoma and making it modern. This has got a unique color. I call it brown, Andrea. What's it really called?
It's called Mudbath, and it is new for 2025 for TRD Pro.
You can just go with brown. I like the
it too.
two-tone, the brown and the black, and I was shooting the outside of this, and this lady pulled up next to me, Andrea. She says, I have a Tacoma, and your truck looks really cool. Is it your truck? And I said, no, it's not my truck.
It is a very cool look. I agree, Toyota did a great job. They didn't really go too far with Tacoma because people love the look of it, and it really has that athletic stance, a bit of a slim body. And one thing that was super important to Toyota was to make sure that the length remained the same because people wanted to put it in their garage. It's also the same width door to door, but then you've got those larger fender flares, which makes it look a little bit wider.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Coke bottle. It's wider and then narrow and then wider. Yeah, so they kept it pretty much the same size.
The Tacoma gets up to 11.5 inches of ground clearance, which is exactly what our TRD Pro model has. Each Tacoma model is unique with different grills, bumpers, badging, and exterior accents. It comes standard with LED headlamps, LED fog lamps, a power sliding rear window, front windshield, and front side acoustic glass, as well as a spare tire. The Tacoma Hybrid only comes in one configuration, a 4-door double cab with a 5-foot bed except for Trailhunter. That one comes with a 6-foot bed, no option of 5-foot.
So this TRD Pro model has rocker protectors down the side, aluminum front skid plate, ARB steel rear bumper with 2 red recovery hooks, front red recovery hooks, rigid LED fog lamps, Toyota Heritage front grille with LED light bar, 18-inch TRD Pro alloy wheels with 33-inch all-terrain tires and a full-size spare tire.
We've all heard the expression, time is money. But how about saving time and money with easy-to-create meals delivered right to your home?
Yeah, you get price certainty when you order with HelloFresh. No surprise price hikes at the store. Choose from weekly recipes online. Get pre-portioned ingredients to cook up at home.
This is all comfort, convenience, and value in one, and it's sourced from Canadian local farmers picked at peak ripeness. It goes from farm to table in under a week, which means the menus feature the season's freshest food.
So saving time by not going to the grocery store, that's valuable, but you also reduce waste. Canadians waste more than $1,700 a year on food per household. By only sending the ingredients you need, HelloFresh helps reduce food waste by 36%. You know, you cannot smell this, but it is smelling delicious. It looks fantastic.
It really does smell so good. It was just so easy, and I didn't have to leave the house. Get up to 20 meals for free, plus free sides for life and free shipping on your first order at hellofresh.ca with code Motormouth. Offer is for new and returning subscribers who have been canceled for more than 270 days. That's 20 free meals plus free sides for life at hellofresh.ca with code Motormouth.
The link is in the description below. Andrea, by the way, that chowder was amazing. I'm not just saying that. Yes, they sponsored this video, but the chowder was good.
The boys loved it too, so that was a huge hit. We definitely do that one again.
All right, so now we turn back to the interior of this product, and we're going to show you the back seats in a moment. So stick around for that. You have to find out more about these ISO thingy seats. Not great for the back.
No.
And also, getting in and out of this thing, Andrea, okay, I have a long torso. This is lower than the 4Runner we drove just a few days ago. Me getting in and out of this thing, I got to really fold myself in to get in and out. The other day, I was doing all that for the camera.
Yeah.
And I came home and I had a headache because I cricked my neck.
He did.
It's also partly because I'm old, but I cricked my neck doing all of those shots for you.
Now, I have to say, when we drove the limited model in California,
you're back to the
I
limited.
don't remember any of that. I just remember the comfort level being so great. Here's the problem for me. This has 11.5 inches of ground clearance and there is no running boards. I get it. You're going off-roading. You don't want running boards. I get that. But I'm really struggling to get in and out of this vehicle. The passenger side is better. You know why? Because I have got this handle.
You got another one up there too.
Yes, but there's nothing on the driver's side.
Yeah, so you got to really climb in, and if you're tall or have a long torso like me, then you are going to struggle, my friends, getting in and out. And you're going to be doing that every day.
Now, some positives to the interior. I mean, what a big change compared to the outgoing model. Updated technology. Comfort level is good depending on the trim you choose. But I like all the storage in here. It looks very truck-like with lots of knobs and buttons.
Yeah, there's 2 levels of door cards there for storing all your stuff. You've got a tray above the glove box. The armrest isn't very big and it's not that deep, but you know what? There are lots of cubbies everywhere, lots of switches, big knobs because people are going to use this with work gloves on. So all of that is great. This one has the high-end stereo in it and has a removable speaker. And we said to Toyota, it's also in the 4Runner as well. Is there a way when you lock the car that the speaker locks in place? And they said no. Like, you know, when your gas cap locks, when you get out of your car, I said those are going to get stolen. People will smash the window and they're going to, and we said, how much is that? I can't remember what the number was, but it was hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Those are going to be on the black market. They're going to get stolen.
I think what you have to do is you've got it in your vehicle when you leave, take it out.
You're not going to do that.
I would. I would remember that.
Never.
Now,
you're going to take that speaker out every single time you get out of the car.
Yes, 100%.
No, you wouldn't.
I would take it out.
No, you wouldn't.
The other option would be to remove it, put it in the glove box, and lock it up. This has got the 14-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's standard 12.3-inch digital driver display. Our TRD Pro model has all the TRD badging, and you've got Toyota written across. Of course, every trim is different, so you can really get a more unique Tacoma.
All right, let's get in.
Oh, Zach, before we move on, I just want to say about these seats, although I'm not a huge fan, boy, do they ever get hot when you heat them up. Just want to put that out there.
Okay, the back seat of Tacoma isn't that big anyway, but this particular model has these isodynamic seats with shock absorbers included. Here's a picture of me putting my hand in, showing you from the seat back to where the isodynamic feature ends. It's probably about 3.5 inches. On top of that, there is no way to slide your feet underneath the seat. So once you climb in, you can't slide your feet underneath the seat in front, and there really isn't much legroom. How does it stack up?
Comparing the Tacoma to the Ford Ranger, it offers 41.8 inches of front row legroom, which is almost 2 inches less than the Ford. Second row legroom at 33.7 inches falls short to the Ranger by almost an inch. Okay, so Tacoma does not come with heated rear seats on any trim. And for those wondering, we keep talking about isodynamic seats. What they are supposed to do when you're off-roading is to reduce body movement.
If you need to use this as a back seat for moving kids around and getting people in and out, do not buy this trim.
No.
Get the regular seats. It's already small in the back seat.
Yeah.
These just, there's no leg room. You saw me getting in. I've got wee little legs.
He does have the long torso, wee legs.
So it's the double whammy for
Yeah.
me. All right, let's get into your questions.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Curious if you think it drives like its cousin, the new 4Runner.
Well, it is based on the same platform, so it's good that you bring it up. They were both co-engineered. From here forward is basically Tacoma, and then they put the 4Runner on the back. And there's a lot of similarities when it comes to engineering, like the powertrains are both available in both models. So if you get a 4Runner with this powertrain, the power is going to be similar. It's all the way it's calibrated for each individual trim, though, and that's where this model comes in.
Yeah, this is TRD Pro. I think this is truly a great off-roader, but if you want to use it as a daily driver, it's just so bumpy. The suspension is really quite firm. I prefer the limited model with the adaptive variable suspension. I just prefer 4Runner more. There's more headroom. It just feels more comfortable to me.
Yeah, the back seat is better, and then of course you have a longer wheelbase with this, and the turning radius on this is terrible. The 4Runner is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So they're, either you need a pickup or you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't need a pickup, get a 4Runner. If you need a pickup, maybe get one of these.
What are your thoughts on the back seat space and the terrain knob that pokes the driver in the leg? So the problem with TRD Pro is it comes exclusively with these isodynamic seats. First off, they're not that comfortable. They're fairly firm. We drove the limited Tacoma when we were in California, and I couldn't believe just how comfortable the seats were.
Andrea's all down for the limited on the 4Runner and on this. Okay, so we talked about it already. We showed you the rear seat legroom with these ISO thingy seats. If you don't like that idea, if it's going to limit the amount of space you have in the back and the seats are firm, then skip this trim and buy another 4Runner. This dial here, it is not near your leg at all. You'd have to have huge legs, like Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of legs.
You'd have to be a big person. Yeah. I didn't even notice it.
No.
I had to get in and go, what? Does this really hit?
I
think
it's kind of flush.
This one is a little bit longer, but
it doesn't go all the way around.
It doesn't go all the way around.
Yeah, so you're fine. You're good. Don't listen to everything you read on the internet.
Yeah, no.
Don't go on Reddit subforums and say, oh, my leg is getting poked. That's nonsense.
No, totally fine. I'm waiting for my TRD off-road Tacoma that has the recall for the brake line. Any word on when Toyota will have recall rolling? I can't wait to get my truck. It's been 3 weeks since I bought it. Oh, how frustrating.
Well, Andrea did a little email to our PR rep, and what did he say?
He said that they're rolling it out soon. He doesn't have the exact date, but watch for an email and the campaign will kick off shortly.
It's frustrating if you know the truck's sitting there on the lot. You might have even gone to look at it. Say, hey, Bob from Bob's Toyota, can I get the keys to the car and just look at it?
I know.
Go and look at it, and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I'd just love to drive it, but you can't yet.
Nope.
Because of the recall. That would be annoying, Andrea.
It would be annoying.
Hopefully you haven't started the payments yet.
I can tell you, if we bought one and that was the problem, then Zach would be very frustrated.
I would be down there sitting there going, vroom, vroom.
He'd be like, get this done.
Like when I was 8. Yeah. All right, now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Nice truck, but Toyota and other automakers are pricing pickup trucks like they're ultra high-end luxury vehicles.
So there was a real problem with the mid-size truck space, whether it's Ford, Chevrolet, General Motors, here at Toyota, and even with Frontier for Nissan. Once you start adding in all the goodies you want, like Andrea's limited model, by the time you get it the way you want, you can get a full-size truck. You can get an F-150, you can get a Silverado, often for the same price and maybe even cheaper.
The problem is some people don't want a full-size truck. They love this mid-size truck. It's kind of the perfect size in the city and it still offers that versatility that you want. But boy, this hybrid is expensive. This model in particular is around $80,000 in Canada. That's a lot of dough. By the way, Zach, my limited trim is less.
Well, yeah, but it's limited. You can't get one. I'm joking. All right, let's get into all of the vital stats of the Tacoma Hybrid.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then we'll move on to the US. Pricing for Canada includes freight, PDI, and fees. The limited hybrid starts at just over $67,500 and the top Trailhunter is just over $87,500. In the US, the TRD Sport starts at just over $46,000 and the top trim in the US is the TRD Pro and it starts at just over $63,500.
Here's the fuel economy for the hybrid. It will vary depending on wheel and tire packages. It's 10.5 liters per 100 kilometers city, 9.7 on the highway. That's 22 miles per gallon city, 24 on the highway. Towing capacity is just under 6,000 pounds with a 1,700 pound payload capacity. Toyota offers a warranty of 3 years, 60,000 kilometers or 36,000 miles. In the United States, complimentary maintenance is covered for 2 years or 25,000 miles. Lightning round, two things we'd like to see improved.
I am impressed with the handling of Tacoma.
This hybrid powertrain is very potent.
What I'd love to see improved is add a grab handle on the driver's side, please.
Okay, so these seats, if you need to move people, do not get this trim.
No.
Get the Limited, for Andrea's sake.
It's a good one.
All right, so there it is. It's the Tacoma Hybrid. What do you guys think of that?
Thanks for watching. And if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.